The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he probably should have stayed in the end zone as he'll muster a return up to only the 14-yard line.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
And some changes here as the D-line separates some. Now it's the Chiefs' all-time leading rushers, Jamal Charles on the carry. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. Now Wentz. And that's complete to the right side. It's Allen. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. Throwing on first is Wentz. Going underneath for Charles. And he'll go down at the 28. Give him 7 on the play, and it'll make it a second down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat.
Try to force it to Allen, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowl safety Cam Chancellor. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
Tight on this side, boys. Tight on the left. Tight on the left.
Wide left.
Move.
Center that. 319.
Four down. Check. Four down.
Hey, 88. Wide left. 319.
So after the INT, it's Rodgers. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
Let's go.
It's easy work, and it's coming again.
Wide left. Center that.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. So the Lions go backwards there, and unfortunately that's something they saw a lot in 2015. They had the fewest rushing yards of any team in the NFL.
And it's one of those dubious titles that no one really wants to claim. Even teams who say, well, don't worry about running.
And the offense will be looking to get at least some of this yardage back here. It's 2nd and 12.
Watch left. He's tight right there.
They'll run it now out of the gun.
Four down.
And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. Couple of plays sent them the wrong way, and now they face a 3rd and 14.
319. Box it. Quick. 319.
From midfield, here's Rodgers. And he fires one, but incomplete.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Call it 46 yards on the punt, just a single yard on the return as he was covered quickly. And the Vikings will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. They'll start the drive with Jamal Charles. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
And that run, that changes the whole mentality about the drive right there. They were starting on their own 2-yard line. They just wanted enough space to punt the football successfully. Now they're talking about putting together a drive.
They'll keep it on the ground with Charles again. And he is going to lose yardage here. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
I saw Von Miller in college at Texas A&M, and all I kept hearing about was his speed off the edge to the quarterback. But what impressed me, his balance and his ability to take on blocks and be a force in the run game, as we just saw there.
Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. And that one good for 16 yards and a first.
Hey, 81 right there. He's sneaky. Check that guy.
Here we go. Back.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Eluding the pressure right. Oh, he's got some breathing room. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Okay, he's not going to get the 1st down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
Yes.
Lion. Here we go.
Now they'll throw it. Wentz. Forced out to his left. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Ryan Kerrigan from his outside linebacker spot, forcing the sack for a loss of 8.
Watch 84. Single receiver. Hey, you're on
2
an island
minutes
over there.
remain
Single
here
receiver.
in the 1st half. Back to Heinz Field after this. Big sack on 2nd down. Now the offense needs to convert here on 3rd.
Tight right.
Here we go.
We got 3. We got 3. We got 3.
Sunday.
Shotgun now for Wentz.
Watch out.
And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Jadeveon Clowney. And now the Lions going to stop us momentarily as they call a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Barry on to punt as he gets this one away. Now here's Ross. It's a 49-yard punt, but subtract 9 there for the return. And the Lions will take over. And Detroit getting set to go now. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. The
Leverage.
big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners.
The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Now, before this 2nd down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Tight end right.
Rodgers to throw on 2nd down. It's caught by Mike Evans. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. Rodgers now throwing on 3rd and long. On the check down, he finds Kamara. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead. as he'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. On first down, Rodgers. Over the middle to Evans. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Josh Gordon, the intended receiver. That'll bring up second down.
Well, they're slinging it, and then there's one you got to put a timer on, huh? I mean, that one came in hot.
That came in hot, but overthrown, out of his reach and incomplete. Rodgers will try again on second down. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And he will bring this across midfield to the 49-yard line. How about the big boys snagging one? You don't see that every week.
No, you don't, but a lot of them are just reliving their old dreams, going back to when they were in youth football and in high school. They didn't always play defensive line. Some of them actually handled the football, and you can see the flashback when he grabbed that one.
Now he's flushed out right, and that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now, just under 30 seconds to go in this first half.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
And before they can run this third down play, we're going to get a timeout, as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half.
120.
Mike 5-5, Mike 55, Mike 5-5.
Throwing now is Wentz. And able to find Green. That one goes for 29 yards on third down.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. From the red zone now, Wentz. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now. Keenan Allen, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up second down.
I like what they tried to do there. They didn't get a completed pass downfield, but they came up with a momentum play. Big-time gain on the previous snap.
And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. The Vikings on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 19. They'll send a receiver here in motion right. On 3rd and long, it's Wentz. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock.
Well, sometimes those cliches really come true, don't they? When they talk about it takes all 11 to play good defense. We've seen that in this ball game. I think the secondary has to be singled out, though. They are in the presence of every receiver whenever the ball's thrown, and this one they help force another incompletion.
Never mind, Larry. Forget your halftime report. Apparently, we are set for the third quarter of action already. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This fielded at the 2. And some room to roam now. And he's going to wind up bringing this one inside the 45-yard line.
That strong return has set them up nicely for this drive, and we all know the next score is going to have a major impact on this game.
So the D-line's going to spread out. Wentz now on first down. A dump off for Charles. And he gets it down to the 32. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height, sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there. If he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback that has to slide and find open space to throw. Second and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on third down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 to the 5-yard line. A big hitter there, a first down gain of 26 yards. And now a first down following that long gain. They run it. It's Charles. A big hit. Knocked down sideways at the 11-yard line.
Well, add that play to his resume reel because he went to the Pro Bowl last year. That's how you go to the Pro Bowl. You make plays like that, big-time penetration, and throw people for losses.
Wentz to throw on second down. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Keenan Allen, an 11-yard touchdown. And the Vikings are able to strike for 6. Such an art to dot the I, just get the feet in right there against the line before going out of bounds.
Such an incredibly graceful, athletic play, but also a lot of practice goes into it. They work on that to make sure that they learn how to train their feet to get down in bounds.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6.
He hadn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. Let's see what the defense dials up here. 3rd and 4.
He wasn't ready.
From the gun, it's Rodgers. Over the middle, complete. It's Gordon. Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. Touchdown, Detroit. Josh Gordon, 58 yards. And the Lions are in for 6. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
And that makes it 14-10. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. The Vikings offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. They had gotten the lead with the opening drive touchdown in the third quarter. Now they relinquished that lead back. Could be in for an interesting second half.
It certainly appears that way, doesn't it? Almost turning into one of those pendulum games, right, where it swings back and forth, and who's going to make the play that changes that maybe it puts it on one side and keeps it there.
Kill.
Watch the safety.
They'll try and get the running game going with Jamal Charles. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
The best play callers in any league know how to break their tendencies. They study themselves, they self-scout, and they realize most of the time you don't call a draw play on 1st and 10. So every so often you insert that play just to make the defense think, even if it's not successful.
On second down, Jamal Charles takes this to the 27, give him 4 yards.
On a second and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that.
And down he goes. They bring down Wentz on the sack. Ryan Shazier in there to drop him for a loss of 10, and it'll be 4th and long. Here's Jordan Berry now, standing just outside his own goal line. Ross on the return. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And Detroit getting set to go now. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
It takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a 1st down.
That's it. Big hit.
So the run moves the chains, and here we go on 1st down.
Hey, tight end's right. Watch tight end.
Right.
Hey.
19th and on.
They'll run it now out of the gun.
Check. Lucky.
And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here. And in this situation with the lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line. Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key 3rd down. Highlight that word, put it in bold. Here we go. Rodgers going to throw. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. A good pickup there, a 22. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Getting late here in the 4th, and if this team has any chance to win this football game, their defense obviously needs a stop here.
Blue 58.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And this time the yards won't come so easy, as they'll in fact tackle him behind the line. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
Woo! Let's get it.
Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning.
Tight end right.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll at least get them inside the red zone here, down to about the 19. A gain of a yard gets them back where they started. Now it's 3rd and 10. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. And his kick is good. And that moves him up by a touchdown now at 17-10. So, Charles, I think from a defensive perspective, you have to look at that field goal there and consider it a win.
You were able to keep them within a touchdown, so no question about it. That was the kind of stand that keeps you in ball games.
That's fielded in the end zone. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. And out now come the Vikings. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield.
Partner, you know I'm always going to listen to you first, okay? But when I hear the PA guy say, tackle in the backfield by Clowney, my first thought is to go back to his days at South Carolina and that one particular hit in the bowl game against Michigan.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. This one maybe not as big as that, but my mind goes there as well.
Yeah, but he's a talented individual because you can use him in so many different ways. Obviously, a defensive end, he can play stand-up outside linebacker, and in nickel and sub situations, rush him inside against offensive guards. He's usually too quick for him.
And it's hauled in by Austin Hooper. And he takes this one down all the way near the 30. That one goes for 24 yards.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end, a guy that you can line up anywhere, in the slot, out wide, in tight, doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked by the Hall of Famer Mel Blount.
Brandon, offensively, this has been a tough day for him. Trying to find a place to throw the football. It's been extremely difficult. I've got to give a lot of credit to the secondary, especially the corners who've had the receivers on lockdown.
Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them.
Double tight. Four down.
Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them. Well, as always, partner, an extreme pleasure to share a booth with you. I have to say... Charles and I settled here in the booth. This should be a fun one. Madden Ultimate Team matchup as you get a look at some of the stars here of today's game. Let's get right to it. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a big tackle there as the defender runs right through him at the 15-yard line.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
Double tight, double tight. Three down.
Ready. White 25.
Throwing now, Ryan on first down. Flush to his right. Completing it to the right side, Johnson. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. A good start offensively. 15 yards on the game's initial play.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
Double tight. Double tight.
Ready. Hey, check.
We got three.
First carry for the five-time Pro Bowler, LaDainian Tomlinson. And he's going to be stopped dead in his tracks at the 29.
That goes down as a loss against his rushing stats. But really, should he have to absorb that one? He had no chance on that play before they overwhelmed him.
Pretty much on top of him before he could take his first step. On second down, here's Ryan. And Jones has it over the middle. A good pickup there, a 22. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him. And he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
Let's go, baby.
The left side completion to Jones. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
That's it.
A good pickup there, a 22. Now the Steelers put a stop to the action with a timeout defensively. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Watch tight end. Out.
They'll throw on first down with Ryan. He gets it left side to Johnson. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing, but 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that.
They don't just like it, they love it, because now everyone gets locked in. Your confidence jumps up. Everyone's easy about what they're doing out there. And by the way, they're looking at the sideline thinking to themselves and expressing, let's keep throwing it. We're doing pretty well.
Get up.
Eyes up. Let's go.
From the gun on third down, Ryan. Flushed out right. And that is incomplete.
I don't think either one of us is surprised about who they just targeted on that one. I mean, they're going to try and get to him as much as possible. Off to a nice start, but unable to haul that one in.
Yeah, already looked his way a couple of times on this opening drive. Can't connect there. They'll try the field goal now with Graham Gano. And this a 39-yard attempt. And Gano's kick is right through. And the opening drive of the game yields 3. So the folks here in the stands this afternoon, they're happy about that one. Their guys get the early advantage after the opening drive field goal.
And they should be happy. Their guys look good getting down the field, and that's got to give them hope that good things are in store here today.
And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Watch tight end. Watch tight end. Tight end's right. Tight end's right.
Let's go. J2. J2.
Four down. Four down.
Half. Set.
Watch twist. Watch twist.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
Back.
Johnson with a completion over the middle. 23 yards on the play.
Deuce.
Let's go. Half.
Rush in.
Half.
Check 3.
Let's go.
Stepping up, he'll try and run. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 12 yards that time, and a Pittsburgh first. So it'll be first down here after the run.
J2. Half.
The first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Now, that's the type of play that'll fire up a defense. Hold them to 1 yard on a first down run. It'll be interesting to see if the offense decides to press the run at all or if they'll abandon it now after gaining only 1 on that play.
They'll look to throw here. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Johnson. The passing game in rhythm right now for Pittsburgh. There's another first down.
Undercrush.
Let's go. Half.
Watch safety creeping.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And room there to work it inside the 25. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3.
That run right there was an offensive line coach's dream, wasn't it? Guys picked up all of their assignments, created a nice gap for the running back to get through, pick up 7 yards. Yeah, he's probably chortling on the headset right now saying, we got it going, boys. Let's keep it going.
Back to the ground, this time with Tomlinson. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. Back with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin. It's Steeler football to begin quarter number 2. They're on the march, but facing a 3rd down here.
Delta.
They'll try and sneak it here. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. Only a yard there on the keeper, but that's all he needed. First down.
I don't know about you, but I like this call. 3rd and inches, and instead of worrying about getting it back to a running back and maybe there's some penetration from the defensive front, just go ahead and take it, move forward, and pick up the first down.
And as we say often, shows confidence in your offensive line.
Jam.
Now this time he'll look to throw. His throw caught at about the 5. The passing game in rhythm right now for Pittsburgh. There's another first down.
Let's go.
Try to pound it in, Kamara. And a big collision there as he winds up flat on his back. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
And that run was memorable for only one reason. There was absolutely no place to run with the football. No gaps, no creases, no gain.
Let's go. Blue 58.
Kamara trying again. And he's not even going to get back to the line of scrimmage. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that second down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run.
Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sack back around the 8. Geno Atkins in there to get him for a loss of 3, and it'll be 4th down. And his kick is indeed good, and that will tie us at 3-3. And, Charles, they get the field goal. Took him a dozen plays, though.
Work with me on this one. You know what I'm about to say, right? Bend but don't break. That's what came into play here for the defense. 12 plays were run at them. They only gave up 3 points. In a lot of ways, that's a win for the defense.
And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line.
Two times, 51, sub. Ready, on.
3 down, 3 down.
The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass.
Check 26, check 26.
Throwing right, and that's complete. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. Ryan. And that's off the mark, incomplete.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. Second down here after the incomplete pass.
Let's go, Stans. Make some noise.
Ready, blue 80. Space.
Let's go. Let's turn it up, baby. Turn it up.
Hey,
Let's go.
gun. On.
Woo, let's go, boys. Bring it up.
Throwing again. Ryan escaping the pressure right. Now he'll let it go deep right. Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Deion Sanders, the Hall of Famer, with a pick. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45.
Okay, it's real simple to say from here, but we know that sometimes as a quarterback, you've got to know when to say when and just throw it away. Flushed out to the right, tries to make something out of nothing here, and he winds up floating one downfield that gets intercepted.
Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together.
25, check 25.
They'll come out throwing here on first down.
No. Off.
He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield, but that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
Let's go. Blue. Half.
4 down.
Half.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Over the middle, complete. That's Johnson. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 20-yard line. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Hey, check 24.
Let's go.
And now he'll tuck it and run. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Michael Vick scampering home from 19 yards out. And the Steelers are able to strike for 6. So they're down in the red zone. They opt to utilize his legs instead of the arm. It works out pretty well.
I like what they were thinking there because in most situations now, defense is accounting for all the other runners on the field and, of course, for pass plays. But the quarterback position, oftentimes it is unaccounted for. Offense coordinator felt it, dialed it right up.
Inside the red zone, is this something teams should maybe, depending on the quarterback, do more often?
Definitely. If you've got a quarterback who can actually move it with his legs, that's an extra option and an extra weapon for you. I think they should utilize it more often.
Out comes this offensive unit as they get set to take over here. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it.
Let's go. Let's go.
Ready. Blue 80. Get out of here.
Off the play fake. Here's Ryan.
Come on, baby. Get excited. Let's go.
Looking deep for Julio. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowl safety Cam Chancellor. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. You don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope on us, Davis.
Well, I was thinking maybe REM sleep was off. I'm trying to come up with something.
Anything, right? On the ground, Kamara. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Strong right. Strong right. Strong right.
Let's go. Blue 3-2.
4 down. Check.
He'll look to throw.
Flare.
Got his man complete over the middle. It's Johnson. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. A good pick up there of 20 yards. So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. He connected on his first. This time it's 39 yards away. And his kick is right there. It's good. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Steeler offense now with a football first here to begin the 3rd quarter. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. And he will not only not get the yard he needed, he goes the wrong direction.
And while that play was unsuccessful to start the second half, I'm not sure that you just totally abandon what you do running the football. Maybe you make some adjustments in your run game and do things a little bit differently. That doesn't necessarily mean you just go to the pass and do nothing else.
Half.
Watch the edge.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Over the middle, complete. That's Johnson. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
They'll run. This is Kamara. Good cover defensively as they get to him just beyond the 45 after the broken tackle. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Decent chunk of yardage still left here. 2nd and 7. Time running out here on the play clock. They run it again with Kamara. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
And they insert their dime package, 6 DBs here on 3rd and 6.
Expecting pass all the way.
Day two. Let's go. Blue 58. Half.
6 guy. Check 6 guy.
They'll set up a throw. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
On is the punter, Hecker, as he gets this one away. That's fielded at the 8-yard line. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance really to set the tone here in quarter 3.
They can really take charge, can't they? And this is probably how it was drawn up in the half. I think we can go inside the locker room, all right? And I think we would see up on the grease boards, stop them defensively, get the ball back for the offense, and let's go downfield and score. Seems simple, right? The last part, we have to find out if that's going to happen. But the first part worked to perfection. Did exactly what they wanted, and now their offense has to pay it off.
See if they can get the latter 50%. And he checks this one down to LT out of the backfield. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks. Now a play fake here on first down. And finding the tight end Hooper. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice gain right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice second down for them. No gain on that run, and while this team is down, they're not out of it by any stretch of the imagination. Maybe you just have to think about different style of running in order to get this guy going.
3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
Double tight. Alert.
Ready.
3 down.
59, ready.
Slam.
Let's
go.
Now Ryan on first down. Looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but able to take it inside the 40-yard line. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. It's a first down. Back now here live in New Orleans as we are set to bring you the home stretch here, the fourth quarter. Fresh set of downs here.
Double tight.
Ready, Blue.
Back to the running game. It's Tomlinson fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again, they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Here's Ryan. Eluding the pressure right. And his throw is incomplete. He was looking for the Hall of Famer Kellen Winslow. And it's 3rd down.
So this is what happens when you throw interceptions. That confident veneer that you have gets chipped away a little bit. Maybe a little bit gun-shy throwing it around.
Yeah, underthrowing him there, and you're right. Those interceptions may be in the back of his mind.
Right.
Hey, check 24. Check 24.
On 3rd down, Ryan drops this off to Tomlinson, complete. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks. On 1st and 10, it's Ryan. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. It's the Pro Bowler Luke Kuechly that picks it. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
Let's go! Blue Fire!
They begin on the ground with Kamara, and this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play, and that'll make it 2nd and 12.
J2!
Play clock winding down. A 10th carry for Kamara. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. Now, defensively here, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter.
Let's go! Blue, fit left!
Slot man moves right.
He's mine, he's mine, he's mine!
J2! Set!
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. So he fought off the tackle, and that effort gives him the first before he's brought down. That one goes for 24 yards. Big hook up there, forced to throw it on 3rd down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this.
Out!
Let's go!
Trying the left side with Kamara. Room here to run. 20. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. 45 yards on the ground.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put...
And he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. A great play there. A 5-yard touchdown run. And the Steelers are going to add on to their lead.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I've got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a 2-score game. You're inside of 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. Can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be taken in at the 1. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Now this offense ready to head back out there. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line. Well, Charles, he's thrown 5 picks in a game before, and right now, after that one, he's standing on number 4.
And right now, your defensive coordinator is asking the offense coordinator, can you do anything to slow this down? Because my guys have to keep running back out on the field. So play calling may come into it a little bit, maybe run the ball a little bit more, but a lot of it depends on the scoreboard. They may have to keep throwing it. Every year I go to the combine and marvel at the speeds that linebackers are running nowadays. They run like DBs. And let's face it, they know how to finish plays too. Eyes up, head up, run right through them.
On the ground, this is Kamara. And he will cross the 30 down to the 29-yard line. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. On play action, they'll throw. Jordan Reed has it. And he will have the first down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. A gain of 10, good for a Steeler first down.
He wasn't ready.
Alert! Alert! Delta! Kill! 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 Kill!
Switch.
And they'll take a knee as the clock runs under a minute to play.